Good morning, guys. It's June the 2nd. I'm Henry Green from London Trading Group, and I'm just going to run through what we're looking for in the markets for today. So the breakout happened in the euro, as we talked about. We broke this trend line first test, we broke back in between it, but then we've kind of cleared it now. So I'm definitely going to be looking for these fibs up. So if we just put the fibs up, what we expect is an overshoot the first time. The first break is often the most powerful one. So we are getting up now towards the D. We're at the 127. This is the first fail zone, but certainly 112.30 seems to be the level that the actual D is found at, and I've got quite a good level of resistance up there as well. So I think if it rallies up towards 112.30, I think I'll probably look to sell some. You coming into the daily 21 moving average and a good level of resistance up there. So I think that's probably quite a good sell zone for an initial sell. Whether it just kind of gets to this top of this range, what we could actually do here is just add the slow stochastic, because what you could say is often when a big trend line breaks, it will go sideways for a while. So we could see if this market wants to go sideways. So if we just go back to see what happened before, if we just do a little bit more in-depth analysis of this one, as you can see, when we broke this trend line here, it kind of just drizzled for a while and then kind of picked up some speed. So what we could expect is a bit of a sell-off. I mean, let's have a look at this further one. Yeah, as you can see, when this trend line that was in here broke, it went sideways for a while. So what we could actually do is we could just put the stochastic in. So it's often really good for range in markets. So this one's gone to test the highs. We just put the slow stochastic in. Let's see what this one's saying. Standard parameters. Okay, so we are oversold on this one, and as you can see, it pretty much, let's have a look. Okay, so it didn't quite pick the high there, but it picked the low of the range as well. So what we could say is that we are oversold here. So let's see if we get a rejection here, and then we could potentially look to sell this down until those EMAs cross again. Other than that, I think you're looking towards 112.30 for a sell. I think they're the two good ones, but I'm going to leave that slow stochastic in because I think that's quite interesting for the euro. Moving on to cable. Cable's really sold off very heavily. I mean, these exit polls are obviously scaring the market somewhat. We have broken through this trend line now, so this is a break. We were down at the 127, having no pullback. So I mean, I do expect this to pull back, but we have cleared this 127 now, and it looks like it was in high volume as well, so that's interesting. We've had this gradual grind back, and we are now at the moving averages, so this could be an initial good sell point. We have got a significant amount of news coming out today, guys, so I'm not going to go through that now, but be wary of that. So as you can see, we've broken this trend line, and we're now through. 143.90 I had as quite a good level of resistance down here, so that's why it's probably stopped down towards that level. We are just grinding higher, but yesterday's close was very bearish. I think maybe you get a retest potentially of the broken trend line and then come off. So that comes in at around 144.70. So you could just get a little bit of a pullback, maybe test this line down here and then continue its sell-off. So that's what I'm going to be looking for cable. Certainly, I think 143.50 looks likely if this is a fast market. Other than that, this trend line is broken, you could argue, but this is in low volume, and the angle of that is not very nice. So often you want it to be a bit more like something like this as a trend line, because it's very easy to break the steeper it is. So that's what I'm going to be looking for cable. I think that might be quite a good plan for today. So maybe an initial short has got out to that, which is really highly likely that then it just overshoots. So that's what I'm looking for that one. Dollar yen, let's have a look. Dollar yen's broken as well, and we went sideways and we've broken out the bottom side of that range. Actually, yesterday's close was still inside the range, so this, you could argue, is still inside that range. The only thing that I don't like about this being in a range now is the fact that we are now through this trend line, and we could now be going lower. So we have hit the D, so that was a perfect D hit there. So if you'd have played that, that's a perfect trade. Retest at the line and it sells off, and we're just looking for that pullback now before this continuation move. So that's what I'm going to be looking for rejection in around here. What did it respect the first time? The 21 moving average, it seems to like. That comes in at 109.50 again, so that's quite a good zone to be short of dollar yen and see this sell off, because I think the kind of risk off, with all the stuff going on with Brexit, I think people want to be looking for the safe haven currencies, and certainly the Swiss and the yen are still seen as that. So I think dollar yen strengthening, dollar yen weakening, I think the yen strengthening is going to be quite a good play over the next couple of days. So I think that could be quite a good trade. Dollar CAD. I still favoured the upside yesterday. I mean, I was proved wrong because it didn't actually go. But this is still where I think this market's going, and I can't lose faith in this, because I do think that that's where it's going. I mean, yesterday's close, indecision, and you could argue it was an indecision at resistance, which is a sell. So it's got to clear these moving averages first, and it seems to like to go just blip below this 200. So if we add another one in, We got a spare one? No, but what I could do, we could use one of these custom ones that it doesn't seem to be respecting. Let's use this one. Go a little bit longer than the 200 because that's what it looked like it respected down there. So a little bit more. Oops. Let's put a little bit longer in. Too much. Okay, so this should be about right. Right, so this is the moving average that this market seems to like. As you can see, it held it there, held it pretty nicely there and there as well. So I think if you get a push down, I'm going to be looking down towards 130.30 as my zone to be buying dollar CAD. That runs into the 8 again on the day. So if that is the right move, then we're looking from 130.30 up to 130.140. So sort of 100 pips there. I think that could be a good one. So I'm going to be looking down towards that. Any rejection there, I'm going to be looking for that long. Is there anything down there in terms of pivots or anything like that? Yeah, you got S1 down there as well, so that's interesting. So that could be quite a good zone in dollar CAD. Aussie dollar, let's have a look at this one. Aussie's that buy that we were talking about. It's just a case of when it gets there. We have broken this trend line now. This is what I don't particularly like about this one. That says to me that it's not quite ready to go yet. We did break that. We have since bounced, but all I'm going to look for now is that higher low to be made, and then potentially you've got to go through the highs pretty quickly. Rejection from 72.95 was strong yesterday, and straight off that 21 moving average that, yeah, it just pinged straight off it. So just be wary of Aussie potentially having a pullback today before a continuation higher. But this 8 on the day seems to be respecting that nicely, to be fair, and it respected it on the way down, and it's come back and retested it. So this could be in a prime buy zone now. In terms of the fibs, you've run through the 127, you pull back to 38, so everything's complete for a move up towards 73, and you've just got to try and time that correctly to catch that move up. Now I think that this sell-off was only because of the poor data overnight, so you could argue that it's going to make a higher low here and then go through the highs, and then I'll be looking to buy the Aussie. I think that's probably the easier move. Kiwi I still just don't quite get, because I thought it was going to continue on down 65.90. The obvious move seemed that way. We've gone really strongly through the trend line, and I do think this is massively overbought now, and I do fancy this to sell off. And last time it rallied significantly up to this level, we had a holding day bar and then sold off. So I mean, if we close like this today, then it's definitely a sell tomorrow. But could we get an initial sell in today? Well, yeah, maybe back down to 68.90, and if it continues on, maybe potentially further than that. But at the moment, this market is pretty strong on the top side, and it just looks like it wants to continue on up. And certainly tonight, if you close above 68.30, then I think that this market is definitely going higher. But for me, Kiwi, it's a really difficult one to play because we have overshot. Current fib says that we're still at the 100, so we still need a proper pullback. We might just pull back into these moving averages down towards 67.60. Let's have a look at where we're at anything at the moment. We are at no, we're not on anything today. We got up to R2 yesterday. The pivot's down at 68, so that's potentially where we could go. See it come back down to the pivot, and then 67.70 is S1. So there's a few things on there I'm looking for. Kiwi's not the most clear. So just a quick run through again. I think Euro either has another push up to 12.30 or comes off here. Cable looks like it just wants to grind and continue on up, and then have a sharp sell off like this kind of grind and then bang down. Dollar yen, I do still favour the short side, but I think you get a rally in towards the 40 area. Dollar CAD, I still favour the long side, and if we get a rejection at that EMA, then I'm definitely going to be buying it. Aussie, still the long side, and Kiwi, I just want it to pull back before we can be looking for the longs. Okay, guys, it's still a pretty difficult market to be playing. We're finding it hard. I'm finding it hard, but we'll get through it, and it's just another day, another market. So good luck with your trading. I hope that's been useful. Please leave any comments you can below, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks very much for listening.